We got our room for the evening and made another friend during dinner.
It smells that sugar. Oh, don't get your head stuck in there. What are you doing? Maybe I'll post this on Instagram. It's gonna go viral. I think she's gonna drink the water out of the ice. Uh-oh. Is this allowed? Oh, she just splashed water all over. This is what I've resorted to, Tina. I'm recording kitten videos.
Krka National Park was proclaimed a national park in 1985, making it the seventh national park in Croatia. Good morning. We are at Krka National Park. This is actually one of the most famous parks, and normally it's super crowded and there's tons of people, but parking lots are empty and we haven't seen a single person on this trail yet. But we figure we are in, I forget the town name, but I'll put it down below. But they have boats there, so that's included with the cost of the park. So we figure most people are just going to take the boat instead of walk it 4 kilometers like we're doing. But it's really level, so it's pretty easy. And we're hoping we could see some wild animals or something because it's really early. So I'm going to make this short so I'm really quiet. There are lots of swans out here, but I'll show you pictures of the park when we get there. It's supposed to be super beautiful. And I'm going to geek out. I brought my big tripod and my camera, so I'm going to take a lot of pictures. And hopefully get some good ones, and hopefully the lighting's good, and hopefully it doesn't rain too much because it poured last night. And so far, everything's good. I'll talk to you later. There's a car coming. It's September 28th here, and it looks like a lot of the trees are turning golden, reddish here. We saw some on the drive, but this is the first we really see it during this walk. It's a pretty easy walk. It's from town, it's only 4 kilometers, and we actually almost see it, and we can hear the waterfall. So once you get to the waterfall area, they actually have boardwalks where you can go around, and I guess the boardwalks are just super packed when it's busy, but they make you go one way, one time. So I believe it was 200 kuna, gets you entry to the park for one day, and then you can go through the boardwalk once, then you're out of there. I guess they have to really do that to control the crowds. But I think today it's going to be really nice, and we don't have to worry about overcrowding and breathing people's breaths and stuff. And I hear the waterfall, so we're getting there. We just got on this boardwalk for some pictures, and it just poured. It was pouring like crazy. We went under the cafes trying to stay dry, but it was insane. And then now that it stopped, people are back. Not nearly as crowded as it could be, so it's not bad. The fortunate thing about coming to this park in October is nobody's allowed to swim, so there are no people lined up along the line there. I've seen pictures in the summer where just tons of people, so you can't get any pictures of the waterfall without people in it, but now you can. The most popular part of the park is Skradinski Buk. There, right as you walk up, the first set of falls you see is a wide series of cascading waterfalls.
We didn't come to the park in August because it was such a dry summer. We assumed the falls wouldn't be nearly as impressive. Boy, were we right to wait. By mid-September, we saw storms rolling into the area, and by the time we arrived, it felt like it was a water wonderland. As you walk further, you see tiers of pools of water and small waterfalls connecting them. It's almost overwhelming how much there is to photograph. There are even pools of water right next to an old house with waterfalls right beside it.
All along a lot of this, there's this boardwalk, so it makes it really nice to get in the middle of all the water. We were just surrounded, because of all the rain recently too, the water is going, we think, way stronger than it should be. Because there's a lot of brush and trees that are underwater now. And they probably aren't. There's little fish in there everywhere too. This is how I'm walking with my camera. It stopped raining, but the trees are still dripping. Big drops, so better to be careful. Every once in a while you come across huge pools of fish. Oh, it looks way too reflective in the water or in the camera. I don't have my polarizing lens. So that was that. Krka National Park. We actually spent way more time there than I thought, and I've included the me factor of taking pictures everywhere. But I don't know if you've seen this video up until now. You've seen that I took a lot of footage and a lot of pictures. Hope you enjoyed them. We kind of got lucky, we think, because it's been raining a lot days before this. So we think a lot of the parks were running when they probably normally weren't, or running really well when normally they're just little trickles. Bicyclists. So Krka National Park, definitely well worth it. I guess if you stayed in town, you could take the boat in, so you didn't have to hike in as much or anything. So I think it's worth it. And we're gonna go on up to Roski Slop. It's another waterfall, just a little north of here with a little boardwalk of its own. We're not gonna spend a lot of time there. We want to get to our next place before dark, so we can find a parking spot easier. And sunset these days is like 6:30, so we're walking as quickly as we can. I gotta catch up to Tina, and I'll see you at Roski Slap. Not sure if I'll include it into the same video or keep them separate, but we'll talk to you later. Bye.
And on to Roski Slap. What they don't tell you is the best place to view the main waterfall is from a floating dock from far away. Fortunately, I had a little zoom power, but long exposure shots just don't work well on a dock that's bobbing up and down.
We're actually on a road. This is a bridge, series of bridges that go over the river here. But we actually drove this. There's a stoplight. We'll stop for about 3 minutes because it's, only big enough for one road, but it's pretty narrow. At least they have the metal railings up so you don't fall over. But look at the views from the side. We didn't even notice them. We actually drove along this earlier, but we didn't look along the sides at all to look at the waterfalls as well as the walkway way back there, because it's a really narrow road. Pretty cool, huh? It's definitely worth coming up here. It's not a long drive and this road's pretty cool. Walkway's nice actually. Waterfalls of course aren't as majestic. They're all kind of smaller, but there's a lot of flowing water here. No guarantees how it's going to be if you come here during a dry year, but it's been raining so much it's flowing like crazy over here. But pretty cool. The drive up here from the main waterfall is pretty funny. You take this road, you follow the signs to Roski slab, but you take this road and it goes through this tiny town and it turns into a one-lane road and it just cuts through this town and you have to be careful. A lot of weird things like that. It's funny in the US when it cuts through a town, you slow down, but it's still 2 lanes, but here it's 1 lane.
I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you too can make it out to the park someday. It's pretty beautiful and amazing. Thanks for watching. Bye.